Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome, vampires. My name is John. I've been using Linux for 20 years. Um, this may be a very rambling video, but someone in real life asked me, how do you get so much stuff done? And so I wanted to show you. I'm a Twitter addict, and today I'd like to look at some of the things that I use. Right now, I'm running Linux Mint. Great distro, especially great for newcomers. Background, I ran Ubuntu. I started with Ubuntu, moved into Debian, and ran that for at least 10 years or more. And then I guess I just got tired of doing all the maintenance effort myself, trying to run a little bit bleeding edge, but then having to keep up with different things. And I ended up just trying out Linux Mint, and most of the headaches are taken care of, even for someone like myself that has many years of experience. So between the ease of maintenance and especially the ease of use for newcomers, I highly recommend Linux Mint. Um, and I'll probably cover some Mint specifics, or at least Linux specific issues as we go along. But anyway, so today I'd like to just focus on the tools and the things that I use just about every day. Starting with, this video is being made in a program called Open Broadcast Studio, or OBS, and it's very extremely easy to install in Linux, as many things are. And this is how the sausage gets made. Right now, I am using a full screen capture, and that's why I'm getting all of this lovely stuff. But we don't need to have all those artifacts today. I'm just going to make this even a little smaller. So we're going to get rid of this, at least for purpose of this video. You know it, Open Broadcast Studio. In Windows, you'll have to look up where to download it. In Linux, it's very simple. And so let's get going. Uh, so first thing, I guess, if you're running Linux Mint, one of the very foremost things that you will come to or learn to love is the uh, terminal. You don't have to, but I've made my life easier with it. So, for instance, I can see if I have installed OBS with this little command that I made up, so I don't have to remember every aspect of the package manager. And so OBS build, OBS Studio, and OBS Utils have been installed. So I'm very happy with that. Um, let's just look at how is package is made. And actually, I don't have to look any further than this. This is another little tool that I made called Newbie. It's for making new commands. And in this case, is package is actually running the Debian utility dpackage, dpkg, with the -L option, which I believe means like everything. Or no, it means, I think it means specifically search for whatever's in here. And since I said OBS, it looks for anything that has OBS even in the middle of the word. And so in which case you see these showing up, and this one because I used the asterisk, the wild card. I'm not going to go further than that. This isn't part of the general system. This is a little tool I made. Um, and it says edit bash funcs, yes, no. If I say yes, it tells me what line number to go to, and I can go to that line number and find the command. I'm not interested in that. This is a program called Nano, which opens up. These are many of the commands that I've made. So those are all one-liners. If I, for instance, want to look at something bigger, Newbie itself is a bash program which does all this stuff. I don't want to get so involved in bash, but it looks if it's an existing program in the bin, which is where you store all your little user-created programs, or is it one of the things that comes up in every window? And so this is just something I've done. Well, I might cover that down the road, but in this case, I just want to get out of there. So OBS Studio, it's installed. If I wanted to install it, the Debian command is apt install apt install OBS Studio, and that would do it. But of course, I like my little easy things, OBS Studio. So I have a little bash command that does that sort of thing for me. But let's forget about that for the moment and move on to what I spend most of my day doing is running Twitter. And so I've just bookmarked a bunch of things to see, how do we make the sausage, and there'll be some politics here. I hope if you're here to learn some Linux tricks, fantastic. Ignore the politics. If you're here to learn more about me and my user on Twitter, Radical Nation, which is the alias for Rational Candy. This is how you can find me on Twitter. And I don't know that I'll show up first on yours. You might have to type more. Rational underscore candy. Why is that? It's an anagram of Radical Nation. And I keep running into issues using Radical Nation as the user. So I've gone with this for a while. And so the first thing really comes up is what is that? What is that, icon? And I'll tell you what that icon is. Let's go to my profile page. And you can see that icon a little better. Let's go to edit profile, and well, I can just show you what it is. This is what I used, and wow, how did how did you get that? Well, I made that image. I grabbed some pictures off the internet, and I sort of put them together. I'm a little bit inspired by the book, The Metamorphosis, of course, the album, and I just kind of mashed things up and edited, and I even used a bit of this little picture, and oh, and I had to go get a font to simulate the font that is used here. Mine isn't an exact match by far, but I wanted to at least come in with it. So in Linux, one can find fonts, and I looked for a wood burning font, and I pulled this up, and I found the font I liked as this one, I believe, booklet, whatever. But let's say we want something different to work with. Oh, well, let's just say for some reason I like this Barrel House font. Oh, it costs money. No, wait a minute. It's red, so it says it's free for personal use. So I'm going to go ahead and download that. And I'm going to open that file. And here it is. It was actually a zip file, so it's all kind of automatically done for me. What's not automatically done is putting this where it belongs. And so I'm going to put this where it belongs in the fonts. Oops, how did I get there? I got the wrong. It does not want to let me do that. There. And so I can get out of there. Now, if I go back to my photo editing program called GIMP, standing for GNU Image Manipulation Program. There's lots of folks that have a problem with the word GIMP, but so let's just pull up this thing again and use our new font. And it was something barrel or something. Barrel House. And now we've got it. It's all caps. And I can just start using it here. Oh, the color is not going to be good here. I can tell you that off the bat. Let's go with something darker, get a little color to it, and we'll use that. And now let's try this again. And we'll say, hello world. That doesn't seem to be big enough, so I'm going to select everything, and I'm going to say 48. And, that looks good, but I don't like the placement, so I'm going to place it up here. Oh, that's still terrible. That's terrible too. Let's just go down here, and all right, that's fine. And so that's what I do for fonts and working with a Photoshop-like program called the GIMP. There's a lot more stuff to it, but that's a very brief introduction. I don't really want that. So, and I'm done with this. I have a terrible habit of having too many windows open, too many tabs open. As you can see, all of these have a lot of tabs open. I have 16 gig of memory on this machine, and so it's easy for me to be sloppy like that. So here's more politics. I noted that Michigan and Wisconsin and well, North Carolina is probably already lost to Trump. But Michigan and Wisconsin, there's enough votes here to completely swing those states into Republicans, winning. So that would mean Trump. And so the way I look at it is if Democrats don't want Trump to win, they need to all go vote for Jill Stein. So here's a little thing that I made.
I know that you're afraid.
From
You're afraid of us.
As a historian of the Black resistance tradition in
an
continental
editor.
as well
This
as
was
diasporic
a
Africa,
quick shot.
I am personally offended by the way that Blackness is being weaponized in this electoral cycle.
I just wanted to capture some of what was going on the Breakfast Club. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it, and you'll find some of these videos very upfront with links and so forth. I don't think this one has the link.
And he said, so therefore Zionism is white supremacy. In 1979,
here's another little image I made with the GIMP program. I took the Scooby-Doo meme. I put some things in there. I put Butch Ware up as the I forget the kid's name in Scooby-Doo, but you know the meme, and this is my perspective. Trump or Kamala, same difference. So okay, let's get out of that. Let's see. There's more of that video. You'll see this was a real rush job. So I was in my little video editing. I used OBS actually to clip this video, and I sort of botched it. So here's a better one. I've been trying to develop a meme of
as a historian of the Black
Jill
resistance
Stein
tradition
and
in continental.
That's the same one. And Butch Ware as Neo and Trinity from the Matrix. So in service to that, here I took some words from the Matrix, and that might be worth a look. How do I do that? Yeah, that's probably worth taking a look. So this is the speech that Morpheus gives to Neo, that the Matrix is ruled by in our case the duopoly. So and I used the little various tricks in the image editor GIMP to put this all together. So it's a fun little thing. But what's maybe interesting is, how did I get that those words from the Matrix? And let's see. The Matrix. Let's see some videos. It's gonna probably bring me some clips. Resurrections, official trailer. Let's just try this one and see if it's got subtitles, which apparently it does.
So deja vu. And yet it's obviously all wrong.
Okay, so let's say this is the clip that I want to use some stuff from, and I want the subtitles. So I'm just going to grab this link. I'm going to go back to my command line. I'm going to use a tool called, I believe, YT Download. Nope. Oh, that's it. YouTube DL. Although that has been replaced by something else. So let me see what it is. What is the newest thing? It's called YTDLP. And how do I use it? I typically use it if I want the video. I will say YTDV and give it the YouTube thing. I don't want that. But if I want what's in the subtitle information, I will use this, YT subs, and it will also download the video for me, but I don't really want it. I just want the subs, so I will break out of that because I've already got the subs here. It's called, this is the title of the file that I'm after. So just for ease of use, I'm going to move that file to something easier to handle. And then I'm going to use a little program that I wrote. I think it's, no, that's not it. Ah. That's it. So this just rolls through the subtitles that were just downloaded. And let's just see what that looks like anyway. And this is the subtitles file, but that's kind of hard to work with. It's got all those timing information. So that's why I have this alrighty, and let's look at what's in that now. en.txt, and so this is a little easier. That particular video is very chopped up and it's very soundbite oriented. So we're getting this type of thing with all of this stuff in here. However, if let's see. There we go. So there's a text that was retrieved and then processed, and I got something like this. I believe there were some like minute markers in between, and those were removed by hand. All right. Let's move on. Here's a post I made. I went and again pulled an image from the internet and put this together with the GIMP. There's 3 fonts on this particular example. And here's more about my theory that with Michigan and Wisconsin gone, if she loses Pennsylvania or Georgia, she cannot win. So, and then here was quite a bit about this interview with Jill Stein on the Breakfast Club. And so here I provided the link to it. Here's a great person to follow. Anything about China, you're going to get a much more nuanced and true perspective from this gentleman who is a Frenchman living in China, and he actually is very brilliant. He knows what's going on. Subscribe to him. Let's see. Okay, I guess I'm now out of the stuff that I was bookmarking for the purpose of this video. So let's move on. What did I have going on here? That's just the thing. Here's something on Twitter that I have been spending some effort on, is chasing bad follows and getting rid of them. This is most likely a real person, and I can verify that by just checking her profile page. But she's not a real person, is she? Because her thing is webcams fun. Let's see. Nobody wants to work a job. Well, at least she's not spamming for her webcam site. So I'm not necessarily going to get rid of her off the bat, but I'm not necessarily going to follow her either. Okay, this looks like a very real person with a lot of followers. So let's just check them out, and if they're somebody that I want to follow or not. And I don't usually do my follows through this kind of activity. Usually it's just a natural interaction with somebody via comments and so forth. So yes, this is a person who is following the awful mess in Gaza. I won't say the word, but I see the kids abbreviating it these days as GNXD, and I will go ahead and give this person a follow. So I guess I was kind of looking for one of these fake followers that are endemic on Twitter. Okay, here's somebody trading value, and they are following a lot of people, and they only have 83 followers. Okay, and they may be, some of these fake follower type accounts, what they do is they post a like or they post a link that's guaranteed to mark your and this looks very much like this is a more sophisticated one, because I'm pretty sure if you drop this video clip around, Twitter may mark that as being a spam type of thing, and then if that's on your post, you will not get anywhere with that post. So I'm going to go ahead and block this person, and if it's a real person, I will apologize, but they'll have to find a way to contact me. I wanted to find an easier one, like the obviously porn spam bot, but I have been clearing these out, so there's not as many there now. So getting back, let's see, the more normal way of getting things done is to check your notifications. And so here's a couple likes. Here's somebody that actually reposted it. This is another person who is just a great follow, Tim on the Tractor. Um, and here is somebody who interacted with one of my posts. And let's see which one this is. Oh, I think I remember now. Because yes, this other person got on there, and yeah, I said go watch the video of Jill and Butch, and I think most people are in agreement with me on this particular issue. I just happened to be one of the early people commenting on it, and now it's gotten spanked by RBN. Another great follow. Right here, Socialist MMA, Nick at the Revolutionary Blackout Network. Um, these are great follows. If you really want to understand, learn about what's going on in this country, stop watching Fox, stop watching MSNBC, stop watching the networks. You can find it all here because people like Nick will, if something's important, they will bring it on. And there's some other good ones, really great ones. Due Dissidence, right here. Another great follow. I guess I won't spend too much time doing all of that. But so, for instance, this person didn't like my post, and so they didn't demolish, and they go on and on. And here's somebody that just jumped in, and I followed him after seeing this. He jumped in and did the arguments for me, and it was clear to me this is somebody that has a similar perspective as myself, and I followed them. And I didn't keep following this conversation. It goes on quite a bit here. Somebody else got into it. Um, but that's how Twitter goes. And here's someone that I just followed recently as well, and in a similar fashion. And now they turn around and they're also reposting my stuff. So that goes a very long way for me. And then what do I do with all of this? Here we are on my profile page, and I can, and any Twitter user can do this. So let's see. Okay, I had 2 likes on here for this particular post, and this is another great follow, by the way. What I can do is view post engagements, and I can see who liked it. And now this is difficult. This person is liking my post. They have followers, but they're posting in a language other than English. So let's take a look if they mostly stay in English. And here's another great follow, Max Blumenthal. Max Blumenthal at the Gray Zone. Yeah, that you can also follow this at the Gray Zone News or Max Blumenthal. So this person actually, even though I don't understand, by the way, I don't understand his profile note, but I do have a tool here that lets me figure it out. think I must have had something in there before. So, and this is what this person was saying. Maybe there will be better times, but this is ours. Okay. But otherwise, I see that, they seem to have a similar perspective as I do. Here they're talking about, here's, one of my favorite diplomats, Lavrov. Am I a communist? I'm a lot closer to a communist than a capitalist. I can definitely say that. Um, so anyway, this fellow gets a follow. Okay, and if I refresh this, it should show up here that I have followed that guy. And there we have it. Okay. So, it's great. What's really great is when people follow you and you know, stumble upon that fact, like I did here, because it's really hard to get more followers. I have now 1,100 followers. I was actually up around 1,170 or something, and this I got rid of things that looked like porn bots or spam bots or Bitcoin bots, because I don't want them commenting on my posts, because when they do, it helps the algorithms to deboost your posts. So I get into lots of things. I've been watching the women's WNBA lately, especially Indiana Fever. Just so much fun to watch. I quit watching professional sports over 20 years ago, and I just started. I became a Caitlin Clark fan, watching the last few games of the March Madness, and then I've just been watching her ever since. So it's not always the politics, but it's mostly politics for me. Um, yeah, here's a tag, hashtag that I like to use on Sundays because it lets other people that are socialists, find me. Um, let's see. So this post here got, and let me do something else too while we're at it. Let's look at this post by another great follow, Rania Kalik. And she has look at 300,000 followers. So she's a very relevant person. She lives in Lebanon, and she, of course, is against what's happening in Gaza as well. But let's say, for instance, so this got a lot of views. It got a lot of, look at that, 200,000 views and a lot of likes and so forth and reposts. Okay. But if I go look at her post engagements, it used to be you could see the likes as well. And Twitter just removed that capability. But it does still let me see the quoted people who requoted her. And here we go with RBN. These are the people I watch. Ali Abunimah, great informative person. If you want to know what's really happening in Gaza, check out the electronicintifada.net. Gaijin Girl, again, one of these people who either I stumbled upon or they stumbled upon me, and I began following, and they are just fantastic. So this is, this is what I'm doing all day. I guess, but yeah, this is a way too. If you find like a post you really agree with and you go and check out the engagements, the people that quoted or reposted, and then just check them out. Like Twitter helps by making it easy as well, because here, for instance, I can I'm getting a little static. Hang on. And here, this person is followed by 39 other people I follow. So this is, all things being equal, this is probably a safe follow for me. But if I want to check them out, I can just open them up and look if I like what they have to say, if I think that they're providing useful stuff here. And so that happens to be one of the last things they reposted. Um, you know, so yeah, this is the stuff. Chris Hedges. Um, you know, I uh, I actually began waking up during the Iraq, uh, how would you put it, invasion. I don't like to call it a war because, um, when people really don't have the tools to fight back, it's not really a war, is it? So Chris Hedges was one of the very first people to open up and say this is a bad move, and it turns out he was completely right. Uh, but he lost his job over it, as people are losing their jobs now, saying things about um, Gaza and Palestine, and they're losing their jobs, and it's a lot now. It's not like the Iraq War where you could probably count 100 people altogether. It's thousands, perhaps, of people losing their jobs these days over the Gaza situation. Um, this is the guy I just followed. Trump is a laughing stock. Um, so here, for instance, this guy's jumping on the bandwagon because this was trending. Here it is, it's still trending. Okay, here's a perfect example. This looks like a porn spammer. You know, I don't need any more than that. I'm just going to block this person, and guess what? I don't get as much of that stuff. Now, like in my personal feed, I hardly ever see something like that, but when you follow what's trending, you'll often run into those things. And I block freely and often. Um, you know, uh, it's, it's hard not to. I used to be a MSNBC addict, and I can't believe I honestly feel like I was really brainwashed. Do I like Trump? No. This same person, I think it's the same person. Yeah, I just had blocked them. Oh, so this was already in this particular tab. This had already been loaded, so it's still there. If I were to reload, I would no longer see that spammer. So, okay, this is full of it. Full of it. Okay, so let me just get out of this page. This is the woman who was speaking at the Breakfast Club. And, if you go to my feed, you'll see I wasn't too happy with her. But here's another one from the Revolutionary Blackout Network. Sabby Sabs, great commentary. She really let this woman have it. Real Nico House, also associated with, but I don't think he's actually officially with the Revolutionary Blackout Network, but he shows up around them quite a bit. And if you actually go to, he's also, I believe, the person who does these hot spots. I could be wrong, but they're also associated with the RBN. Let's see. I haven't been paying much attention to this, assassination thing. The guy seems to be a sort of wacko who, was all about the war in Ukraine. So I just don't have time to get involved. Here's Nico House. He's
Green Party candidate Jill Stein got after AOC during an interview with The Breakfast Club. AOC seemed to have gotten her feelings hurt. During a recent interview with The Breakfast Club, Jill Stein called out AOC as just parroting Democratic Party talking points and following her marching orders. As many of you all may recall, AOC came out during an Instagram live video and put out lie after lie after lie, saying that Jill Stein ran a bunch of times in a row recently for president, which is not true, saying that they don't run low.
So, and I used to be able to do that effect of what Nico House is doing here. But I had a green backdrop here, and it fell apart after a few years. So I can no longer do that until I get a new backdrop. Yeah. So, and that's where we happen to be on Nico House's profile page, and he's great. Don't know why I had this. Oh, this is the result of clicking the home button, and this is all the stuff that lands in my feed. The real Edward Snowden, a great follow. And I don't want to look at that too much because that's like all fresh to me. So here's something that I was attempting to do earlier. Just a little follow through on how I get things done. So this was an article I wanted to see, and it's got a paywall to it. Now, I already have an add-on called Bypass Paywalls. It just doesn't happen to work on this site, businessinsider.com. This businessinsider.com is really just a sort of a compilation website. It just compiles news from other sources. But let's see how I would deal with this. So I'm going to use this inspect tool and click on this is the Firefox, standard Firefox. You right click and you can use the inspect. I'm going to use this pick an element from this page, and it lets me kind of, find what I want to get rid of. I kind of want to get rid of all of that. And if I look where it has selected the HTML, this is a component called paywall. So I'm going to delete that whole thing. And sometimes you have to delete again because maybe you weren't quite, and that seems to have gotten most of that, but we still have this sort of disabling thing. So let's just use this tool again, and it says backdrop delete, and that's taken care of it. So I'm going to get out of the inspect tool, and that's most of what I do with the inspect tool. Occasionally I might be looking at the HTML of something, but we can see that really didn't solve the problem because it's still behind the paywall now. It's just that pop-up. I removed the pop-up. I didn't get anywhere. So now comes the next tool that I use, and that's called Resurrect Pages. I typically go with the Internet Archive. And here I have, sort of gotten past that paywall stuff, but it's really chunky. It doesn't look good. You know what I mean? I'm gonna, and I find out this is a pretty old article. These are years here: 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, even 17. So let's go back. If I counted right, I don't know. Um, so yeah, oh, so I'm in 2018 actually, and now I get something much closer to the original article. And like I said, Business Insider actually kind of collects stuff from other original sources. So let's go to the Foreign Policy magazine. And the way the Wayback Archive works here, that uh, Resurrect Pages uses, um, or they call it Internet Archive when you use Resurrect Pages, is it's also staying in 2018 to find this article that was in foreignpolicy.com. And it takes a while. I'm going back to 2018, so you're going through different servers, different databases. So it takes a little while. Now here in Linux and in Firefox, Firefox already has this capability out of the box, but I can simply select everything I want from this article, and I can right click and use print selection. And in Linux, there is an add-on, and let's see if we can't find that add-on. I believe it's called save, print to PDF. Um, and let's see, quite a bit of stuff. Let's try this again and use the grep tool to find ignoring the case PDF. Let's try is package PDF. Okay, hopefully that's a little less. Wow, I really don't know what's providing that functionality right now. But I'm not going to worry about it. It's here. It's available to me under Save to PDF. I don't even have another printer at the moment, so Save to PDF is the only printer destination I have, and I can save that and botched CIA communications. I will save it, and now if I go look, and this is another tool that you don't have on Windows. This is, and it might be available for Windows, but this was recommended to me by someone who also runs Linux. This is called Zernal plus plus, and this lets me actually open up PDF files and do other things with it. So I could choose to add some text here, save this for grandma, whatever. And then I could save it and do whatever. I'm not going to, but let's see if I can open that with something better. That's just a viewer. I don't know. Maybe I don't have a viewer on here lately. I just went through a major upgrade, and some items were thrown out. And Chromium has a good viewer. So let's open this in Chromium and see. There's a nice view of the whole thing. And funny enough, for whatever reason, that graphic that was in the selection did not make it to the PDF. And I don't know exactly why. I've seen other times where I've used this tool and it did save the graphics. And so I'm not too worried about it. So that's how I use the resurrect pages functionality. I have this tool installed that helps with keeping some things out of your timeline, especially. So this is called Control Panel for Twitter. It's very useful. The most useful thing that gets used, that gets hammered every single day. This is hard to see, but now you can see greater than 1K. So you block origin on this Twitter page, and you can see how many pages I have open. These are all Twitter pages. So how many tabs I have, and you block origin just on this page alone is blocking over 1,000 scripts and JavaScript and so forth, keeping it, and especially ads, like anything with ads, twitter.com, I'm not having to see it. This makes life better. If you're not using an ad blocker on the internet, how are you not totally insane? That's all I can say. So this is called, let's go ahead and look at these extensions a little more. This is bypass paywalls, which is very useful, and it just so happens that Business Insider wasn't being addressed by bypass paywalls. And if I go look at the preferences here, you can see these are some of the sites that are just, look at Bloomberg, for instance. If I go to Bloomberg, or Discover Magazine, or some of these other ones with paywalls, Encyclopedia Britannica, Financial Times, I will not have to see the mess that we normally see. So even foreign policy, I think that's where we ended up here in the Wayback Machine. So let's see if I can look at, and it's likely, since this is an old article, they will have moved this into some like not available, but I got rid of the Wayback Machine stuff. So I'm trying to go to the original site. And of course it's not going to find it. Oh, it did. It says there's an issue with your browser now. Okay. But there it is. I'm on the site, on the date and everything, and it's even telling me this article was published more than 6 years ago. And here's some latest articles. And it's still going to give me this issue. But I can see the stuff, and if I went to foreign policy on Chromium, okay, I'm getting there, but let's see what happens if I go try and look at something. Paywalled. See that? You get to see this much of the article and then you're stuck and you gotta get here. But look at what happens conversely on Firefox with that bypass paywalls installed. I'm seeing the whole article, and I had no fuss, other than they're trying to prevent it. They give me some warning, because their JavaScript has detected something is defeating their paywall nonsense. But this also makes life easier. It's not a Linux specific thing. This is a Firefox add-on. Bypass paywalls clean. Control panel for Twitter. We already looked at that. This is a key one. DuckDuckGo Privacy Essentials. I would advise anybody to use DuckDuckGo in place of Google whenever possible. I'm not an evangelist. I still use Google daily. It's just you don't have to always use Google anymore because of DuckDuckGo. And DuckDuckGo has a lot of advantages. Unfortunately, the results are based on Bing. I say that because I know someone who worked at DuckDuckGo for many years. And yes, their search results are actually, I believe, licensed from Bing. So, and then they sort them and do it, do with it what they want to, but that's basically the tech behind it. FeedBro is not relevant unless you want it. Ghostery also helps in blocking ads. Grease Monkey. Just a minute. I'm doing a video, sir. Grease Monkey is a very useful tool, especially in combination with Stylus. So if I go here to whatever page this is, I believe this is one of those spammy type of pages I was trying to see, and I go look at Stylus here, I could choose to use the Twitter wide view for this, or the dark and simple Twitter view. I'm not actually using these styles right now, but I think I use them in different places. So Stylus needs Grease Monkey installed, and it's very useful. There's uBlock Origin. There are many block lists that have been created. When you install uBlock Origin, you get the most commonly used block lists, you'll have to look these up especially if you're on Windows and so forth. Just find some of these add-ons in your extensions manager. So like here, for instance, Zen Highlight. This is another good one. If I'm on this page and I want I don't want that page. It's crapola. Let's see a page that does have some stuff I like. Okay, here's another good follow. Why am I not following him? Twitter does that to you. Twitter will just go through and sometimes knock people off that you were following. So there's another factor to that. For instance, it's not enough to just follow people because you can easily lose them in the shuffle of Twitter. It really helps to turn on this notifications, because then what happens is they show up here. Whenever you look at your notifications, they show up here. And I used to click each one of these individually. It was killing me. You just click away from everything and it brings you to this timeline, and you'll find all of those people that were highlighted in your notifications in order right here. So another thing for me that works pretty hard out of the box is this, where is that? Twitter control panel for Twitter. Really go through this and use the options, the preferences, um, use the following. This is the one I always turn on. Use the following and hide the for you, because the for you will stick you into the most heavily algorithmically manipulated part of Twitter, where they throw whatever they want to at you. And even if you have an ad blocker and all of that, you're still going to get crap that you don't want to see, that you don't care about. So yeah, this is a pretty very significant part of this. And there's different, all kinds of different things going on here. Hide tweets quoting accounts of you've blocked or muted. Oh my God, what a sanity saver this is. So, highly recommended control panel for Twitter. Honey is nice if you're doing any online shopping. It helps you get discounts and so forth. Selenium, I haven't used it lately. I used to be a programmer actually in Windows a long time ago. And when I quit, finally quit, that's when I, downloaded Linux. I got, they used to send you a disk. Ubuntu used to send hundreds of thousands of disks out, and I'm trying to remember. I think the first disc I got was called Dapper Dan. That was the sort of name of that release. So it's a long time ago, like 2004, and I've never looked back. I had a few years there where I was always running back and forth to Windows because I didn't have something, couldn't find something to do the job in Linux. And then that's just over now. I don't need Windows for anything anymore. So some of these are old extensions that are installed, but I have them disabled. This light beam was also a highlighter. I really like this Zen highlight, and I'll take a moment to show you how it works. This is actually, New York Times is actually just heavily paywalled, and I don't notice or feel it anymore because of that bypass paywalls. So this is how I actually came upon bypass paywalls, because New York Times was always doing this, and I was always going into the inspect and dealing with it and playing with it, and they were getting more sophisticated at, blocking you from finding out the information, and I was down to the point of opening up the inspector here and like selecting, going through here until I could find where the actual, text of the article was, and then, selecting this by hand or whatever. Maybe I wasn't using the inspect tool. Maybe I was doing this. This is now not here anymore. Maybe because I'm on there. Yeah, view page source. So I was, using this view page source and trying to programmatically find ways to get the information I wanted out of here. And somehow or another, I stumbled upon this bypass paywalls. And I've been using it ever since. So many brain cells were saved in the making. So I cannot recommend it enough. Bypass paywall. And ad blocker, I use uBlock Origin. I've found that to be very effective. Ghostery is very helpful. Maybe not as much on Twitter, but I'm wondering if I have something. Let's see here. This is DuckDuckGo search here. All right, here's ft.com, another site which is heavily paywalled, and I just don't feel it at all because of that tool. And what was the point here? Okay, so having this stylish tools, I can change the perspective of what it looks like for me. So let's try this darkish Financial Times. And okay, yeah. There, I don't know. I don't know about all this stuff. Stylish is malicious. I don't know, but I do know that I quit using that, and this one is called Stylus. Um, so that's a pop-up that they probably just pop up on everything. This particular style page, and it's funny. I'm I'm not remembering how to actually install the style. Oh, there we go. It's a little different than the last time I did something. So let's install that, and let's go back and refresh this page. And what did we do wrong? Install. Oh, I wasn't installed yet. Now it's installed. And wow, it actually just updated it on the fly like that. So cool. So I think, the only thing I haven't shown you, and maybe we'll go to my YouTube page and find the culprits. Let's see. So here is the thing. This is one of the very first things I did, and I actually did this with a Windows program 4 years ago that I actually bought for the purpose of making videos like these, and then I outgrew it anyway, and now I'm using a Linux video editor.
I know you're out there. I can feel
So you can see that Matrix is a favorite movie of mine,
you're afraid of change.
and
I don't
using
know the future.
Linux,
I didn't come here to tell you how this is
I
going
wrote
to
a
end.
little Python script
To
that
tell you how it's going to begin.
jiggles these system failure.
I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see.
This is not how the movie goes. The end of the movie, the video here is, but my little scrambling to get to my logo, Radical Nation. I worked on this for days in that tool, and now I've sort of cut into it and use another tool. Let's close some of these extraneous windows. And we're going to run this program. And this is what I use for video editing. Let's make this a little easier to see. So here's, that video that I was showing at the very beginning of this, that this is how the sausage was made in here.
I know that you're afraid. You're afraid.
And in this tool, the video and the audio are linked together unless you break that link like I did and then manipulate them separately, which I did to make this.
Us.
The historian of the Black resistance.
I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us.
The historian.
So, and then it's now playing into this clip. And just a very nice tool. And then at the end, I believe I may have followed this up with
Ideology to white supremacy. I'm a historian.
So if you've followed the Matrix movies, you would know that that is from the most recent Matrix movie, a remake of the original Matrix ending song by Rage Against the Machine. This is by a band that calls themselves Brass Against. Anyway, this tool helped me make all of that. And the, oops. Yeah, well, you can see what happens now. If, say, I moved it like that, right? So now if I go back to this point in the video and play it, watch what happens.
Weaponize our blackness in favor of white supremacy, then we become apostates from blackness itself. Because blackness is not a race. It is an oppositional ideology to white supremacy. I'm a historian.
So, very, very nice, useful, free editor. Everything I do on Linux is free. And I think I'm going to get done and end this video. We've been going quite a while. Let's bring this back into the picture so I can see what I'm doing. And if you've been watching this long, thank you very much. And you keep coming back. Bye now.